Hi, Mike Hoffman here. It's the 28th of April, 2009. And I thought I'd kind of comment about the Wall Street Journal article of the 27th of April, Smart Meter, Dumb Idea. First, if you'd like a little background, if you don't know me, please take a look at the website and look at Mike's resume. My background's been with basically the utility industry for most of my adult life, from basically transmission down through end use. I'd like to first comment about utilities because they're regulated monopolies and set the ground work for the fact that regulated monopolies in exchange for universal service, i.e. they will provide power to anyone requesting it, are given a monopoly. You just need to remember that, and that their two highest tenets in front of the Public Utility Commission are reliability of service and equity among customer classes, whether it's industrial, commercial, or residential. Also, smart meters. That's basically the utilities' cash registers. Meters have always been the cash registers at the home for utilities. The point of smart meters, or at least on a practical business standpoint, in my opinion, are based on reducing labor in meter reading and the consequent billing cycle, on integration of data with the billing cycle. It also gives them the ability to do automated disconnects if bills are not being paid. A truck roll would cost anywhere in the range of $100 to $200 to just have a person go out and disconnect a meter. So, in the future, hopefully utilities think that they can collect more sooner, and as in the article, they may actually be thinking about turning off people's power sooner rather than later. Of course, the public utility commissions are there to potentially and hopefully protect the end-use customer from that. Got my notes here on the article. You know, the issues of cost of smart meters is real, even though smart meters may only cost $100 to $150 a piece in quantities. They still have to be installed. They're usually going to be installed very efficiently because they're going to use third-party labor, not utility crews, probably, to install them in a mass basis, moving through neighborhoods, but that still costs money. There's data integration, there's dealing with the salvage of the old meters, recycling. So there will be a lot of costs involved. Particularly there will be a lot of cost on the software side relative to integrating that new data with current billing systems. Utilities aren't necessarily real progressive when it comes to updating their software, and these will require major overhauls of systems by major system integrators who charge big bucks to actually make things work right the first time for utilities. Another point in the article is that the issue of consumers being left to their own devices, literally when it comes to adding in-home displays or home area networks, to use the data from the meters to control appliances. Well, I would say that that is a situation where the title of the article might be appropriate, because currently there are systems, home energy management systems, based on two-way broadband, which does not cover all customers currently, but covers many of them, that don't need smart meters, will provide real-time data within 2 to 4% accuracy, not 0.5% or less, revenue meter accuracy, but very close for real-time data for end users or for dispatchers if that information is made available to the utilities for demand response. Currently, a lot of the metering systems are going to have very secure backhaul networks based on mesh networks, low bandwidth, one way essentially, either one way over radio or pager systems, or even the mesh networks that are two-way are going to be very small and limited bandwidth. That's why my personal preference for a number of years now has been for two-way broadband. Use public infrastructure that's in place already. So one of the big issues there may be security, at least according to many of the bigger utilities. Those meters need to be safe. Well, I would argue that the meters do need to be safe, but there's more likelihood of bad things happening at the data center that controls the meters than there are at the end-use meters. My experience with Zigbee standards for home area networks leads me to believe that the security on that meter is more secure than on my ATM card, and I certainly have no qualms about going to an ATM machine or even entering an ATM machine or entering my Visa or ATM card into a computer online and knowing that that data is secure. So why does the home meter system have to be more secure than the cash that I carry around with me on my plastic? Just a question. Other thoughts. These costs will be paid back by consumers, and it is going to be a big issue in rate recovery for utilities, and there does need to be value for the end users. One way that end users could obtain some of that value is through home energy management systems that would allow them to control their HVAC, their heating, ventilating, and cooling systems, their hot water heaters, pool pumps, etc. Those can provide real value. I was involved with BPA's Ashland Smart Homes project as well as the Pacific Northwest Gridwise project, with both demonstration projects used two-way broadband. Those systems provided real savings for customers. Senator Maria Cantwell on the 6th of April 2009 at the National Smart Grid Conference in Spokane, Washington, was quoted as mentioning savings of 10% on energy bills with those sorts of systems, where there's hardware and software in place to automate responses of end users to price signals from utilities, or set up the house in an automated fashion to come on, come off, just like a programmable thermostat. There are real savings. You might ask, what's wrong with a programmable thermostat? Well, nothing if you use it. But approximately 80% of those thermostats, according to the research I've seen in several different places, don't get programmed. So an online system that is programmed will give data, real-time data, respond to utility signals for demand response, as well as save energy, potentially. Oh, what else have we here? The idea that you need to have smart meters to verify air conditioning load cycling is, in my humble opinion, spurious. If you've got a real-time two-way broadband system controlling the air conditioning, the hot water heater, or the HVAC system, you have real-time feedback on whether or not that system's on or off, how much it's been reduced by 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees. You can calculate the R values at the home, the time that those systems will be off. You can do rotations of those air conditioning systems, not impact the customers in a big way, but still save many, many megawatts.